And ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a little family medical leave act, a little summer soiree thing, but we are back certainly in the New York groove. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, no.
My man Riley is. Do we got him? Do we got him on camera? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The dynamic duo. Rowdy Riley, man. What's going on? It's the BADCATZ Sports Podcast. You know what's up.
Yep.
What's good, fellas? Haven't seen you guys in a while.
I know.
You guys look cleaned up, short hair, looking good.
Mm-hmm.
How's the dog days of the summer been treating you?
Not bad. A lot of cases of swamp ass, I will tell you that. Yeah, I'm wearing sweatpants now. I thought it was going to rain
the
all
humidity.
day.
Man. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Like for real, okay. The media's got to stop covering these fake ass hurricanes and these national and these alerts like it's a sporting contest, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like, I mean, how many times can you freaking be wrong, dude? I mean, how many times can you swing?
I'm gonna find this picture and you're gonna laugh. Let me just show you this picture.
Yeah, show me it.
It's about Hurricane Henry. It's so fucking funny. Oh my god. You've seen it, Sages, from
Yeah, I
JJ.
saw that.
So, I'll never forget Henry 2021.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But that,
Henry 2021
yeah.
knocked over one lawn chair.
What-
Dangerous.
Listen. Both casinos closed.
I know.
Businesses. both
Providence Place
casinos
Mall. Providence Place Mall closed.
dude, wow.
I was supposed to
There
go
was-
on Sunday.
There was a lot of fucking money on the line when these guys fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a
That's
lot
huge.
of money.
That's huge.
You know, I think the storm section of the news has turned into an industry.
Yeah.
You
Big
know what I mean?
Trying to sell it, right?
Selling it. They're selling it. I mean,
Well, like it goes in hand to hand with the market. Like everyone says, "Oh, there's a hurricane." You go out and there's like no water, no milk,
No
Listen,
bread.
there's
no
no-
bread.
Listen,
Oh, my God.
I mean, a generator's not a bad thing to have, but my brother tried to go get one, couldn't find one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's,
Sucks.
you know, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, like, you gotta get it right. You know, you know, people are canceling schools, people are canceling programs.
Literally
They're
everything.
forecasting blizzards. There's 2 inches of wet snow on the ground. I mean, I understand it's a moving target and it's a moving dartboard. I get it, but they got to get better.
It's tough.
I mean, I would think that as an industry, they got to get better because when I was back in the day, the news was the weather was the last thing they put on TV after sports. Okay, when there was no cable. Okay, that's what it was.
Yep.
But with the advent of the 24-hour news station, criminal trials, weather events became day long. You know, the monotony of it, and it was, you know, it's a little crazy, man. Like the hurricane that wasn't. I mean, you know, people stopped work. People, you know, it was. I don't know. It was just a huge.
And then look at right here, back to 90 degrees.
Yeah, back to. And like the meteorologists, like they never say, "Hey, I blew it." Like I want them to get their balls broke like an NFL coach or an NBA coach. Like I want the media that they work with and that they're part of to hold a press conference and say, "So Jim Giorgi, what made you go with the national weather alert and the batten down the hatches and everybody's going to lose electricity when in fact." You know, Tropical Storm Sandy put 300,000 people without power. This one puts 20,000. I mean, like, and you know, when do you make the decision to go to a Title I hurricane? Do you regret that? Were you influenced? Did Doppler fail you? Did your research fail? I mean, what are we gonna do?
This is the best comment of the night right here. There's only one hurricane I follow, and he's on screen right now.
That's right. Hey, a couple of my guys went to that cornhole, Eugene, Danny Long and them. I think they made it past like the 3rd round. But congratulations on your success. It's a great idea.
Definitely.
We'll do something here for a fundraiser for you as well to get that going. But, you know, I'm not looking back to be back in the big chair again. And I saw Sage's boy today. My man LaBerge, who's fighting in the UFC.
Really?
And I saw Jorgen, and I saw the owners of Clinch. at my spot, Mesa Tag. I had to run in real quick, and they were sitting there, and right away he's like, "Yo, Mike." I said, "I know. You're my Sage. I know." He said, "What's up, man? I've been waiting for you guys to go for a podcast." I said, "Listen, you got a good friend there, Sage. We did not want to overload you and make you feel pressure to do something. You're under contract. You couldn't say much." I said, "But when you're ready," he goes, "I'm ready now." Oh, yeah. So we're gonna book them. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that crew in there. And I'll tell you what, my man Dan LePage, and we talked about KO Radio when Dan LePage had his MMA show on Hurricane Radio 1. That was my first internet radio venture. And he had Randy Couture on. He had big time guys that were calling in. He was like one of the number top 5 wrestling consultants in that industry as it started evolving. You know what I mean? Into like sports specific type training. Okay, you got a boxing guy.
What years was this?
I'm gonna say when he was at consulting and visiting camps at a high level. I'm going to say probably a year or two before we started the radio. So I'm going to say maybe 15 years ago. But he was an All-American. He was captain of Syracuse Wrestling, All-American high school, and was one of the first guys to start in MMA. Yep. I know that he was very close with Joe Lawson and those guys from Bridgewater.
Yeah, Lawson still
the guy Kenny something from Kenny Florian, those guys. And in that community, he was really dialed in. So we're excited to get Mr. LeBurge, Mr. Castro, and that crew from Clinch because they're doing big things. Because right now, that's like AA. Their gym, Birchfield's AAA, CFC or whatever they call it, right? There's something having Twin Rivers and all that stuff with Jimmy Birchfield. And then, so they're going to pipeline to that. And to get to that level and to take it to that level where Dan created this and then to take that monster to continue on with the success and the growth and to get there, everybody involved should take a bow.
Yeah, because that gym's put out, Jorgen had about 3 fights in the UFC. Yeah. Another kid, Chris Matinho, just had a fight in the UFC.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He won.
My brother said because he fought so bravely, he got another 1 million followers.
He got about 1 million. Yeah, he had only I think it was 1,000 followers, something like that. He was really low. Yeah. And his thing, during the fight, he already had 25,000 followers. Yeah. And then he won Performance of the Night. And he got
nice little check,
$50K bonus.
$50K bonus.
Jorgen got that $50K bonus.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Yeah, for the first night.
You got Mitch. There's a lot of talent coming out of
that. Good. That's all good. Rowdy Riley, ready for college or what, my man?
I'm ready for the time of the year because everything's starting to happen again. But I don't know about. I don't know. It's gonna be different experience I've never experienced in my life. So
you'll handle it.
It's something I never experienced.
Absolutely.
You're doing fine,
absolutely. Now let me ask you another question. You got the crew that you guys you're gonna carpool, everybody to themselves. How's it going? How's it gonna go down?
It depends because one of my best friends, not really grew up with, but I've known him since 7th grade, and we got super super close. He's gonna live there for the first year because he's getting a full ride to BSU. But he has to pay to live there, which is an extra a lot of money to live there.
It's the same as the tuition, pretty much.
Almost.
Yeah. So he's gonna live there for the first year. He's like, yo, you can sleep with me whenever you want.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, I'll see how that is. But I have another friend that's gonna be driving, so it depends what time we have classes and stuff like that. So I'm
get that experience. Crash on his couch, or as a commuter. The commuter cafe is usually pretty cool. The caf, you know what I mean. You hang out there. In between classes, get some work done. Get the guys together, talk some sports, or go to your friend's dorm, chill out, wait for your next class.
Yep.
Play some video games.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think you'll really like
Don't
college.
gotta rub me in with that one.
NFL football right around the corner. College football right around the corner. Pat's got a serious question to answer who their starting QB, and it just got more interesting. The Red Sox are hanging on by the hairs of their chinny chin chin. The Celtics big moves. I think they got better for sure.
I'm liking it.
Little League World Series, one of my favorites are on TV. And, of course, we're going to talk a little Alabama football. Roll Tide. Get ready. Get ready to hear that 10,000 times this year. First things first, what's going on in Gillette? Okay. These QBs are locked in a battle. The veteran versus the rookie. The professor versus the athlete. How many times can we break this down? But life gets in the way, as it often does with professional athletes. And for some reason or another, Cam finds himself on the outside of COVID protocol.
Yep.
Sage, you got a pretty good handle on it. You want to tell us what happened with it?
Yeah, so from what I was gathering, there was a miscommunication about how the testing goes when you leave.
Who said it was a miscommunication? Cam?
No, that's just what the
Patriots statement read?
It's what it looks like.
Sure, right?
Because Cam, for whatever reason, had to leave New England for something small, whatever it was. And so he was getting tested every day like he's supposed to. But he didn't realize that there was like a separate thing for the NFLPA.
Yeah.
So he like came back and was like, "All right, I'm good. I got a negative test." And like, "No, you got to take this test because you got to do it when you get here."
Yeah.
And he was like, So for 5 days, he can be in all the virtual meetings, but he can't go anywhere in person with the rest of the team. So Mac Jones, this is his time.
Yeah. Now, when's the next? So Cam is not going to play in the next game.
5 days. I mean, I think he'll be back by the weekend.
They've been playing on Thursday, so I mean, if it's Thursday again, like their last two games are on Thursday, so I'm gonna 100% check right now what it is.
Either way, Mac Jones will be getting all the QB1 reps
against the Giants on Sunday, so he'll be able to make it.
So yeah, he'll be there, but I just don't see him getting that
6
first
o'clock
quarter.
game on Sunday.
It looks like Mac
Okay.
Jones.
Now, this hurts Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
You would say
his performances have been great, though.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that, but let's just say, they're neck and neck right now with Cam with an advantage because of his age and the commitment that they made to him. Let's talk about that right now, right? However, this hurts him. One, he's out of the bubble.
Yep.
Right. Like you said, QB1 is getting all the reps, and all the eyes are going to be on him. Right. They're not going to be splitting reps because there's nobody to split them with.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be.
So he's going to get more. He's going to get more reps than Cam has ever gotten practice now.
Yep.
Wait, is what's his name still on the team? Stidham?
No, I don't think so. I know Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, so just be those
the
two.
third quarterback playing in the preseason games.
Who doesn't necessarily need to get stuff. He'll get a few. But when you look at the responsibility of dividing snaps between Cam and then when they're both healthy, now you remove one of those guys. Now the guy's going to get all of that attention and all of that coaching and all of those eyes on him. And this could be a game changer. I mean, if Mac Jones comes out and lights up the Giants and progresses in practice and is making throws that Cam can no longer make, then it's a serious decision. I'll tell you what. The people that I'm going to, we're talking about 50-50. What do we got going on here?
Just let's go Yankees. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Hey, listen to me. The Yankees. I got the Yankees. They've been making me money, Eugene. They've been making me money, the Yankees. But what do we do? Rather, let's hear from you,
I still think Cam starts. Not just like that wouldn't be my decision. I just feel like I know that's Belichick's decision because all offseason he says Cam's a starter. Cam's a starter. Like even after the first preseason, he's like Cam's still our starter. Like nothing's changed. Like Cam's still our starter. So I feel like Belichick will be stuck in his ways, and I feel like honestly it's the right decision to make, even if Mac Jones has a great game, just because like he's way more familiar than Mac Jones is with that offense. Even without the 5 days, he had a whole year on him knowing the playbook, knowing those players. Because
a lot of people talk about Mac Jones' ability to handle like the options and stuff. They say that he's got a better command on that.
Well, I mean, Mac Jones is that shadow just behind Cam Newton. Every time he throws an incompletion or does something, it's just everyone's like, "Hey, Mac Jones would have hit that pass. Mac Jones would have got that." So I don't know. I'm really liking the little schism we got.
We talked about the competition rally, and it's good for pro athletes, I think, right?
It's like the same thing that's going on in Denver. So like I'm understanding 100% because it's literally the same exact thing. Like two guys like neck and neck, like don't know who to start. But the only difference is Denver hasn't named the starter. Like I'm just stuck on Belichick.
I totally agree with you that Belichick.
He's gonna be stuck.
It's gonna have to take a Herculean performance by Mac Jones. Yeah. For him to change his mind. However, how long does Belichick keep that? I mean,
that I don't know. That's a good question.
How long's the survey?
I've seen a lot of fans that like Cam though. Like if I was a Patriots fan, I would want. I think I can't really know because I'm not in a Patriots fan's perspective, nor will I ever will be. But like, I think I would want Cam because of the experience, and I feel like he might have the best chance to win right now. Like he's a league MVP. Like that is so hard to do, and he had a really, really, really good season. Like 2 great seasons, and I know last season was a very hurt season. We can go on and on about.
When was he MVP? How long ago?
2015 it was. So it was the year the Broncos won the Super Bowl. So like that year was like so good. Like they were 15-1. Like lost one game in the whole. Like the only time they ever were trailing in the playoffs was when the Broncos kicked the field goal, and that was the first time they trailed in the playoffs that whole time. Like that's just crazy to me, and like to think about that, and like to think how good that Panthers team was, and how much of a key he was. Like that player is still there somehow, and I feel like if anybody's gonna get that out,
5 years
it'll be Belichick.
It's a long time, right?
It is, but like, look, like I don't know. I just feel like that guy's not just gonna go away because I feel like it wasn't a one-season wonder like some quarterbacks were, like some running backs were.
I mean he was a once-in-a-lifetime talent without question. I mean, look how he dominated college football in the SEC.
I feel like it's got to be unlocked, and I feel like those tight ends are gonna really help him because he always had a great tight end in Greg Olsen in Carolina, and now to have 2 of them, which I absolutely love, Jonnu Smith, and as much as I don't like Hunter Henry because he was a Charger. If he stays healthy, which is a big if, he is so talented, and that can really, really help Cam, I think. And they got a good backfield as well. I like the running backs.
I like that Stevenson from University of Washington. Wow, he looked like he was tough.
I like Damian Harrison too.
And then there's J.J. Taylor is his name.
Which one?
The third one.
They got so many running backs.
He also ran for
exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's so many running backs.
I mean, if you're talking about cutting Chase Minovich, you know that, right? Yeah. Like they're talking about him not making the team. Crazy. And so that's the talent that they have. Certainly, they looked faster. They looked more aggressive. Kim will be back Thursday at practice. We got that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how long it goes for. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Cam, I think, threw a lot of Pat's doubters a curveball when he looked as good as he did coming out on the road against Philly. I actually sat up and said, holy shit, let me watch this.
It looked like old Cam.
Because I haven't looked like Cam against the Seattle Seahawks. Yep. It looked like Cam in certain times last year, okay? Pre-COVID, you know what I mean? When do that. And so I'm watching him. I'm like, okay, he's making the right reads. He's throwing the ball to the right shoulder. Guys have an opportunity to run after the catch. He looks great. So I'm like, I tell my friends, this is a wrap. I said, this is the most important scrimmage game. They only played 3 this year because they went to 17 games. I'm like, this is a wrap. I mean, Cam Newton's going to be the starter. It's over. This kid's going to have to wait his turn. He's going to have a couple of losses in a row for him to get an opportunity. But then this kid comes out, fucking firing on all cylinders. Now I'm sitting up on my couch again saying, holy shit. Like, what are we going to do? And I was shocked at the playing time that they gave Jones in the second half. And he just bang, 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 bang.
But do you think it's because they were dominating the game and, like, the Eagles could not get back into the game? So, like, all right, we'll just keep macking because, like, even if he makes a few mistakes, we're still ahead by 17, 20.
I would think usually in preseason is your quarterbacks play a quarter, and then they sit and you do it with the 3rd and 4th string and you make some observations on special teams.
But it's so different with 2 guys who are like head to head. Like usually, like if obviously if you have someone like Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers, like that guy will play like one drive and then the 2nd, 3rd, 4th strings will go. But like 2 guys that are head to head, you like you said.
What's going on in Denver? How much time have those guys been playing?
It's about so the first game Drew Lock started. Wait, the first game Teddy Bridgewater started, I think. He didn't look as good, and then Drew Lock came in. He threw like a fucking bomb. Like I was like, holy shit! Like a 70-yard, like the ball must have flew at least 50 yards in the air, and then it was like an 80-yard touchdown, like a massive bomb. I thought he had a way better game than Bridgewater did the first game. In the second game, Drew Lock was on the second team, I believe, and he didn't have as much time. The offensive line, he hiked it. He was getting sacked right away, but we literally still.
But Bridgewater had a big game in preseason, didn't he?
This game right now, we blew out the Seahawks like 30-3, and then the other game was like another blowout against the Vikings. Like we've blown out both teams by like a ridiculous amount.
So optimism high for your Broncos?
Yes, I like the team coming into the season, but I don't hold much the preseason because the thing I always tell people, like I've like obviously so many Patriots fans. This is where I live, and my friends like, yo, look at the Patriots, look so good. I'm like, yeah, they do look good, but like you got to remember, right? The Browns in like 2017 went 4-0 in the playoff in the preseason. And they went 0-16, and then in 2008 the Lions went 4-0 in the preseason and went 0-16. Like. You can look fantastic in the preseason, but
it's called pre.
Yeah, exactly.
For a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
when the bullets stop flying for real, for real, then we're gonna.
But there is stuff to look at and be like, okay, he's against the first team. Like this looks good. So definitely, like I can see it from Cam and like the Broncos, like the Patrick Surtain, the guy they took, like he looks so good. Like the defense looks. He had a pick six. The defense looks really good.
I got a question for you right now. You say you're a Broncos fan. We know that to be true. Okay, without question. Are the Pats your second favorite team?
The Pats?
Yeah.
No, not even close.
God,
it's definitely the Dolphins, 100%. Definitely the Dolphins. Yeah, just because of him. My godfather's a Dolphins fan. Cash is a Dolphins fan.
All right.
And then it'd probably be like the Packers because of Rodgers, just because I absolutely love Rodgers.
All right. So where are the Pats?
Probably like, yeah, definitely. It's put it this way: my least favorite teams are definitely like the Raiders #1, the Chiefs #2, the Chargers #3, the Seahawks #4, just because of that Super Bowl. And then probably, I would have to say the Pats #5 or the Ravens #6. Pats and Ravens.
So you root for Tampa in Week 4?
Against New England?
Definitely. I was rooting for Tampa over Kansas City just because I'm not like a Brady hater, but I would definitely want Tampa over Kansas City just because I can't stand Mahomes. I can't stand the Chiefs. I absolutely hate those guys. So, but yeah, I think I'm definitely rooting for Tampa. Like the only time I root for the Patriots is like. Against the division teams.
Why is that? I know you like being different, right? And I know you love it. Do you think Pats fans are real football fans?
No. There's some of them. Definitely some of them that like around your generation.
Let it go, baby. Let it go.
Definitely some of them because like around your generation, like Eugene's generation, like my grandmother's generation, because like you guys grew up watching like shit teams, like 2-14, 3-13.
In a shit stadium.
Exactly. That's why
literally shit floating.
I respect
when you're trying to take a piss.
And I respect that massive. Like I respect that so massive because like I grew up watching my team go like I remember them literally going like 3-13. That was the season we picked Von Miller, like 7-9, and we went like 6-0 and finished the season 8-8. So like I respect it because like I know where it is and I'll always be a fan, but like there's definitely fake fans like around my age that don't understand what losing is like. Because like imagine you're born 95. All you know as a football fan is winning.
All you know as a New England sports fan really is winning.
But
be a fucking Red Sox fan prior to 2004 and talk to me how easy it is.
But not as the Celtics. It's like the Celtics from like that time period, they had some times where like they weren't that great. And then they were good. And then they had that time from like 2010 to like 2014.
2008.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like from like 95, but what I'm saying is, as the Patriots fan, you knew nothing but winning. Like you made the playoffs every single year except like 2 years, and you were in the AFC Championship game like every single year. So like they're just like spoiled and they don't understand what losing is. And as soon as they lose one game, it's overreaction city. Like
when was the last time you rooted for the Patriots? Have you ever rooted for the Patriots?
The Chiefs game. The Chiefs game against the Chiefs game in the AFC Championship game when it was the Patriots and the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The one that they beat the Rams 13-3.
Yeah.
Didn't want the Chiefs in that one at all because I was like, dude, like, because the Broncos were the last team in the AFC West to win the championship, and they did it 3 times before any team even won once. So I was like, yo, I don't want any team to win. Like, and we won the division like 5 years in a row. The Chiefs finally won the division, and then I'm like, oh, please beat them. And they won. So that time.
So the only time you root for Patriots is when they're playing
Seahawks,
the AFC West rivals.
Or Seahawks.
Really?
And the Seahawks Super Bowl, I was rooting for the Patriots. Yeah. Just because I did not want the Seahawks
How about the Falcons and the Pats? And when that big comeback is coming
I'm not gonna lie, I was jumping up and down when they got that pick 6 on Brady. I was laughing my ass off. I was loving it. But I did appreciate the comeback, and I literally bet on the Patriots to have the comeback when it was 28-3.
Oh, when your mom?
Yeah, my mom fell asleep. I was like, "Yo, don't go to sleep. They're still gonna win." She's like,
"Your
no,
mom fell asleep."
Yeah, she's like, "No, they're not. You're so annoying." Like, because I was like, literally, like, I could not enjoy it anymore. Like, I was so happy. Because you gotta remember, right? The year before, the Broncos won the Super Bowl. So like, up until that day, the Broncos were the Super Bowl champions, and that day was the day it was changing for 100%. So I was just like pissed, and I didn't want it to be the Patriots, and I was just so.
You don't want to
happy.
listen to all the bullshit.
No, I didn't.
From the half-ass football.
I didn't, but like I
feel you.
But like thinking back at it, just like that Falcons team, I just never didn't think was good enough to be a Super Bowl team. Like they didn't have like they had Julio, they had Matt Ryan, but I didn't think that team was a Super Bowl winning team.
At home.
Yeah, it's just. I didn't, and I just knew, like when Brady's on the team, you can never count him out. Literally, never count him out. Like the Jaguars game, I was so happy for the Jags.
I thought Jacksonville had.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm like, they're still not gonna win. They're up 10. There's no chance they win. So yeah, I'm not a Patriots fan by any means, but unless it's like 4 or 5 teams, that's it.
Damn.
But I get it. There's a rhyme to my boy's madness. You know what I mean? How about you? When do you root for the Pats?
A lot of the time.
See, no, I don't let my dad hear this. Dad, block your ears.
Your father's on. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
My dad hates New England.
Yeah.
And I don't hate New England.
Yeah.
I used to. Obviously, that's how I was raised.
Yeah. I don't hate the Yankees. You know, people look at me like I'm fucking nuts.
I do.
When I try to say I'm a Red Sox fan, people are like, how can you root for the Yankees? Because I respect Mariano Rivera, I respect the fuck out of Derek Jeter. Okay. Like Bernie Williams, I like Bernie Williams. I think Posada's got big balls. He's the engine. I like those guys. You know what I mean? Now I'm not gonna root for him against Pats. You know what I mean? But I was rooting for them in the World Series in 9/11. I drew from them in when they played the Braves.
Definitely, because I.
You know what I mean? You know, I was. I mean, I can see it. Sometimes I root for the story.
Yeah, of course.
I can be swayed by
28-3
story. You know what I mean? 28-3.
That was for me. Like at that moment, I was like, this is getting ugly. Like I was like, I hope they don't win, but like I was like, I feel like they're gonna, and it would be super cool. Like how many people?
I'd like to know what the fucking odds were.
At the moment,
you're probably thinking probably 1,000 to probably 10, 15 to 1 to come back, maybe
probably
if not more.
Third quarter, minute and a half.
No, it was like 3 minutes left. Yeah, but that's tough. That is so tough.
Your father doesn't hate the Yankees either. There you go, Serge. Okay. So, what's it going to take if the Pats are 4-4 at the halfway point? Does Belichick pull the trigger on Cam?
He has to. If he's the problem.
Depends who they lose to, though.
To
me,
if Cam Newton is balling and the defense is slacking, and that's why they're losing.
That's not going to happen.
No,
but it could though.
It could, but it's not though.
Thinking, but
their money's on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, of course, it's always been.
You know what I mean?
Tom Brady was the only thing that broke that mold. But, I think Mac Jones is going to come in.
Do you think they go into Miami week 1 and smack the Dolphins around?
No chance.
I want to say this right in front of the camera. No.
All right.
No chance.
Now let me.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm not predicting.
Historically, the Pats struggle in Miami.
Oh,
all right.
Trust me, I know.
So
it depends who they lose to pull them out though. Like if they lose to the Bucks, like okay, that's Super Bowl champions. Like what do you expect against that? If they lose to the, like I don't know the schedule off the top of my head, but again, like the Dolphins, like Brady lost to the Dolphins many times.
Let's get their first date up there.
Because like if they lose to like the Jets twice, like and like the Jaguars and then the Texans, like obviously like those are bad losses. Those teams, you're better than those teams, like no doubt. But if I know they're playing the Buck, like what is it?
All right, so they start off against Miami.
So
all right, I get that as a W. You get that.
That's fine though. Like I'm not gonna say you're crazy. So that's why I think if they lose that game, you don't hold that against Cam. Because
I said the Pats win that game.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that game, like it's not a guarantee win or a loss. So like I feel like if they lose that game, you don't hold that against him. You know what I mean? Like the Jets, like if they lose that game, then you're like
they do have the Jets.
But he has to perform. Okay. He has to perform to a certain level, like completion percentage. And keep
so Jets week 2,
down.
if they lose that, that's like a
Jet week 2. That's a W.
It is.
Then they got the Saints week 3.
Where's that game at?
And that's at Foxborough.
I think that's a W for the Pats.
I don't.
I think so, just because they're trying to figure out who their quarterback is.
Yeah, but the Saints defense, like people overlook that, is absolutely nasty. Their defense is so good, and It could.
But I think two different teams though at home and on the road more than almost anybody. 100%.
But like again, that's another game like the.
Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Do they play the white kid Hill?
I think it's
who brings a different dimension to it.
I love Taysom Hill.
I don't like him.
I think
you don't like him. I don't like what they did to Drew Brees. They're taking Drew Brees out on like in the middle of like on second down and putting that kid in. I think Sean Payton's got a boy crush on this dude or something, man.
I mean, he's one of the greatest.
How do you sit a fucking Hall of Famer out like for a down? I think that's cheesy.
Well, Drew Brees loved it. I mean,
you think he loved it?
I think they respect each other like a lot, like Sean Payton and Drew Brees.
I don't know about that.
I never saw that once as disrespectful to Drew Brees.
I did. I absolutely did.
But Drew Brees knows why Taysom Hill's there.
You tell me why he's Hall of Famer, why he takes him out.
Well, tell me a team that. What about when Edelman was throwing touchdowns?
But that's a play. That's a reverse.
He was coming in for a trick play.
I'm talking about when they put him over center.
Yeah, but that's still a gadget thing.
But
Lamar Jackson
happens,
MVP year.
5, 6, 7 times in a game.
Lamar Jackson's MVP year, RG3 was coming in and running option.
Yeah, they had a play called the Heisman option where it was
I get it.
RG3
and that happens once or twice. I think that Kill was in an eventual, and I didn't like it. Like bringing him in on the goal line.
Yeah, that's why I don't like because I love Kamara.
I wasn't a big fan.
And I think with Hill, Kamara doesn't work as well as it would with Jameis Winston. And I feel like if they're like, I'm not as smart as Sean Payton is, but like for me, like I would start Winston because their best player in offense is Alvin Kamara, and you want to use him to his best ability, and he works the best with Jameis Winston. And that's why I wouldn't start Taysom Hill and bring him in for those gadget plays, take defenses off their game. That's who I would start.
Yeah.
So would you have a problem with Mac Jones in like coming in on second down and like that going up?
I don't.
Well,
you wouldn't have a problem.
That's the complete
because it's Brissett. It's Brissett in the Colts because Brissett did the same thing for the Colts last year with Phillip Rivers. Like he came in for a couple play, like literally it would be like the most random play, like 2nd and 10, and Brissett would come in and run this play that maybe Phillip Rivers doesn't run as good as him. Like there's one player here and there. I think it's just if the quarterbacks respect each other and they know like, yo, look. You're not as good as X as I am, and I'm not as good as Y as you are.
Well, one's going to the Hall of Fame, and one's going to
that's what I'm saying. But Drew Brees is nowhere near as athletic as Taysom Hill is with his legs and running ability. So he knows, like, all right, if we're going to run a play action or option play, it's going to work more, and they're going to bite on you more because of your legs, and they respect your running ability, not me. So, like, if he respects him, I don't know how much he does. It's just
I think
different thing.
I think pitches. I think quarterback and pitches and goalies are of the same make and mold.
Yeah.
I don't think they like to miss a game, a rotation, or anything. I think it pisses them off. I like the old model, especially when you got a Hall of Fame quarterback there. Now, if it's Teddy Bridgewater and Locke, you might do some things differently and let, like, water find its level.
Yeah.
Well, right? Like let's let that happen. But I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that situational substitution.
Yes,
I believe that's what it's called. I'm not a big fan, but we'll see. But I know you're right. A lot more teams are doing it. So who the Pats got week 4?
Then they go into. Oh yeah, then they have the Bucks right after the Saints. So they got 2 strong.
Okay.
Those are really hard games. What is that?
So they're both at home.
Yeah, they're both at home.
See, that's a game.
And the first 2 games are on the road.
So no. First game is at New England against Miami.
Yeah.
At New England.
Then they have to go all the way to New York to play against the mighty New York Giants. Then they got Saints and Bucks at home.
Wow,
at Houston.
Yeah.
And
that's the game I'm talking about. They lose that game right there, like, because Houston might be the worst team in the league, right there with the Lions. And if Deshaun Watson's playing, then if you lose that game. Can't really hold it against him.
Let me ask you a question. I think Deshaun Watson's agent is making a serious error here, man. Let that kid get as many paychecks as he can because the end could be coming for him. Right? You think he's in a position to not
trade him to Denver?
Try to collect all the money he possibly can? Like, you think, is it good to be accruing fines?
That's why he showed up, though, like to the practices. Because he's like, I don't want to pay like $50,000 a day to not show up.
No, I mean, you think his future is guaranteed?
No,
I don't.
No, not at all.
I think he'll play, but it's not guaranteed.
Half the teams aren't even going to look at him, just because of the sexual charges, right? Then half of that half don't need quarterbacks.
Yep. Yeah,
so he may be lucky.
Window.
I mean, there were two teams in the NFL that offered Tom Brady a contract.
Yep.
The San Diego Chargers in a 2-year contract. Only 2, right? How many does Deshaun Watson going to have with multiple, and whether you think the Chargers are fugazi or not, I think we're all skeptical.
By the way, I love that word.
I think we're all skeptical of the timeline, right? Mm-hmm. I think we're all skeptical of how long it took people. I think we're all skeptical about people piling on. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, okay, he's looking at, 20 civil complaints.
Yeah.
So if he settles them all for $1 million, which people would advise, you hear what Shaq told Kobe and all of that other stuff when that was going on. Write the check, bro. Eat it. Okay, that's $20 million. Mm-hmm. If I am his agent, I say, grab your wife, your kids, your mother, your sister, your childhood best friend. Go to church every Sunday. Put your head down. Go play your balls off. Fulfill your contract. Put that money in the bank, young man, because that $20 million could very easily end up being $50 million.
He's got a huge contract right now, like one of the top 3 in the NFL for quarterbacks. So,
and that's another reason people are gonna take him. Could these charges turn into criminal? What is the statute of limitations for sex crime, for rape? Can we look that up in the state of Texas? The statute of limitations. I believe in Massachusetts it went from 7 to 15 years with no limitation on child rape. You know what I mean? But usually the only thing they don't have statute of limitations on is murder. So statute of limitations on rape charges in Texas are what?
All right. Let's see. I pulled it up. Let me just. Property damage, slander. What would this come down to?
Just put Matt. Just put what I say?
Texas.
Statute of limitations on rape in the state of Texas.
I think there's like I can think of it off the top of my head, like 4 teams that he would want to go to.
Miami.
And that would want to trade for him.
Sure.
Like 2 to 4 teams. That's it.
But are they going to absorb that contract
that's what I'm saying.
the bullshit?
That's what I'm trying to think of. I think it's Philly, Denver, Miami, and then that's when the list gets so hard for me to think of. Minnesota maybe, because Minnesota's indoors. They got really good teams, stuff like that.
So if the sexual assault involves a child,
there's no statute of limitations. If it doesn't.
Yep. So.
No, but if it doesn't involve a child, what's the statute of limitations?
If your loved one has been the victim of sexual assault, contact trusted local attorney. But I'm seeing aggravated sex assault with a minor, child.
No, we don't want that.
Seeing it on. That's all I'm saying. Texas law states.
No, on an adult, a sex crime against an adult. Yeah. I know. Most states have changed the statute to fit the minors, but just
at 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Definitely
okay.
within the time.
An instance of a sex crime.
Was it within the time?
Yeah.
They're all.
Because I feel like these are people I don't know how to say the word.
How long has he been a pro for?
4 years. That's it.
4?
Yeah, that's it. 2017. So it's gonna be his 4th year.
I was watching the
he was the same year drafted as Trubisky, Mahomes.
If I was a general manager, me signing him, I would grab his lawyer and say, settle everything right now. Mm-hmm. Pay him what they want, what is fair, because I don't even want that baggage coming in. Yep. Even if you're going to overpay right now and make it up with if you're going to make a commitment like that to him, and you say, hey, you know something, men can get a little weak. These women knew what was going on. You know what I mean? They were on the other end. They were taking the cash. Blah, blah, blah. It's the world's oldest racket, prostitution, right? Now, prostitutes, as Bob Kraft, they're glorified. They hide as masseuses or trainers or this or that. I would just want that baggage completely done. So You clear that up, and then if I'm the Dolphins, then we're going to take a long, hard look at you, young man. Because this is America. This is the home of second chances, and it should do one. Now, if any of these cases turn into a criminal case, then I think it's bets off, and I don't go anywhere near him. Tough to go to sleep at night with rape charges, bogus or not, on your pillow. That is for sure. So where are we here? Blah blah blah. Talent upgrade for the Patriots is there for sure. Tim Tebow gets cut early from Jacksonville. I looked at the tape. He looked awful.
Oh, the block. Did you see
awful.
the block?
Multiple.
But I heard some talk about it. I listened to Skip and Shannon. Shannon was talking about how quarterbacks are always taught if you do throw a pick and you need to make a tackle, don't tackle with your right shoulder if you're a righty. Try to go with your left. So he went in with his right, and it I think he did or something. He went in with his throwing shoulder, and he went in soft. He's maybe it was that, but still, you can't be thinking like a quarterback if you're playing a tight end.
No,
look at Taysom Hill.
But isn't that the Tim Tebow's problem when it comes to playing the NVL? He couldn't really let go of the quarterback thing. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
listen, the guy threw one of the most amazing was part of one of the most amazing plays in NFL playoff history.
Oh, I loved it.
Yep.
He's one of the best football players of all, one of the best players of football of all time. Walk away and let it be a mystery. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen to me. I was 8-8. I won a playoff game against my team. They shut me out of the league maybe because too much media. Maybe like a Doug Flutie thing. They discriminate me because of height. But let it be a mystery. I think he's hung around too long enough for it to be a mystery anymore. And I like Tim too, and I like him on TV.
Yeah,
I love him.
And I'm gonna. You're a big Tebow fan? Yeah. Tough not to like the guy.
I love him because of what he did in Denver.
If anyone's a big Tebow fan, it's the Gators fan right here.
Yeah.
That was the year I really got into college sports, and it was the year Tebow.
Well, the Gators Alabama game, we're gonna have a little.
I talked to Chris about that.
Did you?
I sent him a message, and he was like, "Oh, my boy's a big Gators fan." He's like, "When Alabama plays, maybe you guys should meet up and watch."
My brother?
No.
Junior.
Junior. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When was this?
This is 2 weeks ago.
Good. What you got him on Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram. I messaged.
Oh, that's right. His best friend's a Gator fan.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
When he messaged, he posted something about Alabama, and I sent him. I was like, "Hey, I'm with your uncle on the podcast," and he's like, "Oh, sweet, bro. Yeah, cool. You gotta watch that game with them then."
Yeah, that's cool. So, I'm gonna take you two down there. Would your mother let you go, Riley?
Yeah.
For a weekend?
Of course, yeah.
Maybe we'll take your old man too.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Read what Eugene said about him.
What?
He said Sage is the biggest Tebow fan I've ever seen.
He used to live upstairs when Tebow was running hot. So yeah, he's heard all the long rants about how good he should have been.
The Red Sox. Where we at with this? Where are they at the wild card right now? Can you look up that, Sage?
Yep, I can get that.
Okay, Riley. Let me put it to you like this. They're struggling, but I got three options for you. Did Warner finally reach its level? Okay. Are they underachieving? Okay. And they're not talented enough? Or did they not get enough support from the front office at the trade deadline?
Can I go with option D? My own option?
You can do whatever the fuck you
The
want here.
All-Star break,
boy.
the All-Star break really screwed them over, I think. They were super hot then. So it kind of goes with one of your options. But they were so hot then, and, that completely slows you down. No games for, however many days it is. And then
one of my favorite points in there, inertia, right? An object in motion wants to stay in motion.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? When you shut it down, that's what he said. Are they talented enough? They're not more talented than the Yankees. They should be more talented than Tampa Bay. Yeah. I mean, what Tampa Bay, their payroll's $14 million this year, I believe. Can we look at what their payroll is? Yep. What they do, that guy, they should build a statue for him in Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't understand it, man. I mean, you're going up against two superpowers, and this is what happens. I mean, I think Sale is going to settle them down a little bit. I said, but I think it's going to be a chore for them to make the wild card.
I think right here on the wild card it says they're
a half a game up or behind.
They're in second place right now. The Yankees are in first place in the American League, and then the Red Sox are in second place, and then the A's are half a game behind them.
Now, how many wild cards are in baseball now? 2? Is that what we deal with here?
I believe it's 2.
Or 3? Or there's a play-in game, right?
There is a play-in game.
Trying to get the dynamic of how of how that works. You know how it works, Riley? You know?
They've changed it like so recently, and I was like I got it down finally, and then they just changed it recently, like a couple years ago. No,
are you watching playoff baseball very seriously?
I like that. It's so much better than regular season baseball too. I love it.
Now, are we Red Sox fans across the board here?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yep,
Definitely.
Right. And then we're Celtics fans across the board, right?
Yep, Bruins fans.
Bruins fans across the board.
Everything
except for the NFL.
That's what we agree on. Everything about NFL.
Everything but
I hear you.
And MLS. I just want to take a shout out to the Revolution. They're absolutely fucking killing it. They are so good. They should win the MLS Cup this year. They're absolutely amazing. Like they're in first place.
They're the Buffalo Bills of the MLS.
Yes. They're in first place.
Yes.
They've made it like
that big gorilla around their back.
They've made it like 3 times to the MLS Cup final, and they haven't won yet. But this year they're like by far the best team. They had, I think, the most amount of players that sent to the MLS All-Star game. They had the most starters. They have the highest goal scorer in the league. They have the best goalie in the league right now. Like. They're doing so good, and like that's another Boston team that's absolutely killing it on the down low. So once playoffs hit,
how many people are going to their games?
Good amount.
Now there's a lot more. When I was going, it was literally like I don't know. Maybe,
so people are responding to them winning this year and showing up like usually what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like how many though?
Like the Blackhawks.
So I remember when I was going, there was literally like
get the attendance for their last game.
Last game.
That's it.
Yeah, it was bad. A couple years ago, they weren't that good.
They were on a bad streak. Then they got Bruce Arena.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
And they
so good.
He's an old school.
Such
he's a guy that I grew up with Alexei Lalas.
Yep,
he's such a good coach. Like he's so.
What's his strategy? Tell me why he's a good coach.
Well, I just think, like you said, the old school stuff, but. I'm so worried. I'm absolutely so worried that this is the last year they'll have him because of how good he's doing. Yeah. And some international teams, some like English Premier League, like Norwich or Burnley or West Brom, will come over and be like, "Yo, come coach in England." Like that'll be awesome. So
does he have him? Because he's not that young anymore. Does he have that in him to uproot the family, go across the seas?
I feel like the coaches are getting like, they're. I can see what you're saying, but definitely because like being in MLS, like being at the top is so good, but like. Teams change at the top all the time. Like Atlanta United was on top for like 3 years. They were like the best team by far, and now they're like not doing as good.
It took one injury and
that's what happens. One person leaving and your team's screwed. Like the Gustavo Bo, his name is the striker for the Revolution.
Pantera.
Yeah, he's so good.
Panther.
If it keeps like another season and a half of him doing this good, he's gonna be gone. And now they're like. Back to trying to find that guy who's going to score them goals, and they're going to be in that 5-year drought of being in like 8th place.
What's the difference
lowest seed?
What's the difference in the money between a top line MLS player and a top line, like your top line Premier League players probably making what $25 million a year?
Yeah,
it's
not even
close.
I believe it's De Bruyne, but I'll look it up who it is right now.
So they most salaries are weekly. Well. Yeah, they like go by the weekly budget. So, for example, Messi right now is his new deal is about $1 million a week, right?
Yeah.
A top player in MLS that's not like an international like when
no. Give me the top international guy. In
MLS.
So Carlos Vela. Yeah, exactly. No, not even close. Carlos Vela is Major League Soccer highest paid player this season with $6.3 million in total compensation.
I was going to say
$6.3 million, and that's like nothing because like you said, Messi makes near $1 million a week, and that's like completely blowing him out of water.
Did you see what happened with the France soccer league?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was so.
Now what happens there? I mean,
the player
soccer fans are becoming more and more unruly across the country. We're seeing it everywhere, man. Yeah. We saw it in the United States team when they played in Mexico. Mm-hmm. I mean, what happens? Are they going to have to stop building the moats around the state? You know, they did that, right?
Yeah, they still do that a lot in Argentina.
Moats around the state.
They have like the fences that go up and out like this. So it just depends where you are. Like England, the fans are nuts for the team, but they'll never do that nowadays to like go on the field. And do that. But like I'm saying, like Premier League, where like, because like that where that happened was like the biggest league you can get in France. Like, it was like one of the biggest teams, and like.
You don't think that could happen in a West Ham Chelsea match, like a derby?
No, not fans. I don't think fans doing stuff like that, going on the field, kicking players. No, fans going on the field to celebrate. Yes, because I've seen it happen like 2 years ago. But going on the field to hurt players, no, because England like.
You ever seen a tape of West Ham and Millwall when both fans knocked the wall down at the same time and charged each other and fought at like the 50-yard line of a soccer match?
Oh my God!
Check out that YouTube.
Check that. Yeah.
West Ham Millwall, when the fans invade the pitch, it will blow your fucking mind. Now this is the Premier League.
Yep.
It was happening, but a long time ago.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Nowadays,
CCTV has kind of cut that nonsense out. But do you blame the team for not coming back out?
No.
Nope.
I mean, if the guys are getting you're paying to see these people, and like I never understand why, like running on the field, hugging your favorite player, like, all right, don't really do it because you're messing up the whole game for everybody. But like doing that, like that's just crazy. Like you paid to go there, and you're supposed to respect them. Like boo all you want, that's fine. But like going on the field to hurt them, like that's just like nonsense. Like that's just like stupid. Like that's just the dumbest thing ever.
You think there's a racial component too? Because I don't. Because it always starts with a black player. And it usually starts with them doing a corner. Because they're closest.
Yeah.
The banana throwing incidents that we've seen are all corner kicks for the most part, right? Or action in that corner.
When someone you don't like comes in that corner, you're
giving it to them. And it's always been a black guy.
Not always.
Okay.
There has been Luis.
I've never seen a banana thrown at a white boy.
A pighead, but
lighters and stuff have been.
Okay.
But Luis Figo, Portuguese player, he was on Barcelona and he moved to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And he went to go take a corner and someone was like, no, because they were already starting to throw stuff. And he wanted to take the corner, and I forget who it was, but he was like...
Yeah, they're throwing, like, pig heads and, like, bottles and everything.
And, so they were just like, no, just
fucking
get in the box.
Soccer fans are crazy,
So put it this way, right?
I love it. I mean, me as a fan, like...
Oh, yeah,
there has to be an unbelievable thrill to play in a rivalry that is crazy. I mean, Jeffrey New Bedford had a hooligan element, had a violent element component, and it made the rivalry even that much better. I know that's not a politically correct thing to say.
But the Portuguese league, those games, you got the flares
Russian
coming
league.
on the field.
I don't know if you've seen the videos, but like the whole side of the stadium on fire.
You guys know Eddie Silva, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. We went to see Academica Juniors win the Junior Laza at Taunton Sports Club.
Oh, shoot.
My senior year in high school, okay?
Must have been wild.
And... dude, they fucking knocked out 2 referees.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a team from Cumberland, Rhode Island. That's where the champions were made. 2 referees got knocked out. It was fucking madness. I said, this is great. All these Jeffrey New Bedford games, and I'm going to get killed in a fucking soccer game in East Taunton. Now, I got to remind you, no fucking cell phone, bro.
Yep.
You ever been to that East Taunton Sports Club? You never played there?
No, I don't remember.
Sergio, my man, help me out.
I don't
Soccer
remember.
fans out there. East Taunton or West Taunton Sports. They got a fucking beautiful facility. It's in the middle of the woods. When you start seeing...
Oh, wait, you're talking about 4 kicks now?
No,
is that now?
No,
it might be it. It might be it now, but...
No, this place was...
It's in the woods, right? You got to take a woods and then...
4 kicks is not in the woods. This place was in the fucking woods.
I mean,
4 kicks...
I know what 4 kicks is.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know if it's the same.
It's
the same
It might be
place.
because in the back of 4 kicks, there's like a lot of soccer fields, so they might have rebuilt on top of that. But I don't know if they did. But
this place had like a bar, a restaurant,
no, probably not.
a wedding, a place to get married.
Yeah, probably not.
It was similar like
okay.
Our Lady of Light or...
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's still there.
I don't know.
What?
I know which one you're talking about because there's a team that's specific to that right now.
Yeah.
It's like the Eagles, the Taunton Eagles.
That's, I think, exactly what they were called. So,
Yep. All right.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you something right now. There's no cell phones back in the day.
Yep.
There's no beepers, okay? There's nowhere to go. Yep. And they can't come in. So, not only did 2 refs get knocked out, now parents are on the field getting knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Now, club officials from the league are getting knocked out. And I'm like, Eddie, like, what the fuck are we going to do here, bro? I mean, like, we got to, like, what are we going to do? We can't leave Pete and Mikey Dias and fucking all these guys here. I mean, what are we going to do? So I remember my father telling me, if you're ever in, like, a mob situation, he said, break the antenna off the car. Because we used to have antennas.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On a car.
Yep.
That would stick out. So you whip somebody with that antenna.
Oh, it's going to
It's
hurt.
gonna fucking hurt. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my
But that's what we did. I broke the antenna off. There's a Buick. I'll never get it right in the side of the car. I broke the antenna off. I put it under my thing, and finally, like, the wave slowed down. And, like, none of our people really got hurt. Mm-hmm. But it was crazy, man. And this is fucking Junior Laza.
Yeah.
But the passion of it is of the game. I think it brings it out.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I love it.
So I found the highest paid player in the Premier League. He makes $152,000 a week for Kevin De Bruyne. So that's American dollars. So like what? 13 weeks, 14 weeks, he already makes like that dude's salary in 1 year. Yeah. And like 3-4 months. Yeah, in a third of the season, he makes a dude's salary in 1 year.
Quarter of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Messi to Paris Saint-Germain, right? And Mbappe to Man U next year. Am I reading that correctly?
Real Madrid.
Really?
Real Madrid.
You think so?
Yeah. That's the only place he wants to go. That's his lifelong.
Why don't these guys want to go to Premier League, man?
Because they
go get it.
I mean,
it's. I don't know. It's the best league to play in, but Real Madrid and Barcelona is just like they just I don't know how to explain it. It's just like
I'm gonna explain
like
it.
Messi, the greatest player.
The women are better looking, the weather's better, the beaches are fucking great, and the quality of life is better in Spain.
Well, that's a big part of it.
But it's just Real Madrid's like 13 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, those are the teams. I mean,
it's just like
Real Madrid, Barcelona. I mean, even if they're in a bad spot, they're still Real Madrid and It's like going to the Celtics and Lakers. If you play for the Celtics in 2001, you still played for the Boston Celtics, those glorious team, or you play for the Lakers, even if they're bad.
Sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
But then you get the next wave. You play for the Clippers. You're a bad motherfucker. You play for the fucking. You play for the Golden State. You play. I mean.
But then what happens eventually?
What do we got here from Eugene?
Exactly, Spanish girl or English girl, not even close.
Yeah, of course.
But eventually,
you know how I like them. I like them Carmel Eugene, baby. I don't want no fucking redhead with freckles, with a fucking bangers and mash hanging out of her mouth. I'm good. I'm good, Eugene.
I'm taking it. I'm going to England every day of the week over Spain, but that's just me, just because of where I want to be. Like that's the only place I want to be.
I mean, I love England. I love English soccer culture.
Yeah.
But all those ex-soccer players in England, all the ex-criminals in England, they all retired. The Col de Samar, I think it's called. It's like the beach section of Spain. The Gold Coast of Spain, they call it. And it's supposed to be unbelievable. They say it's straight paradise. I told you my brother's story, right? When they were playing Barcelona in like a scrimmage or something like that, or a preseason game, when he was with Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, whichever one he played for, I forget. Which one did he play for?
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. That him and his wife were walking around, and all of a sudden the street started shaking. And they thought it was an earthquake.
But Galatasaray just scored.
But Barcelona just going to go. No, Chris is there for basketball. But like Barcelona's playing somebody, and they score a goal, and like Heather and Chris stop freaking out because they thought it was a fucking earthquake. That's awesome. But it was just a fucking goal score.
Just a reaction.
They're like, gee, where is everybody? They're walking around like two hillbillies from the United States, right? Like Dumb and Dumber walking through like, oh, this is beautiful. And Heather went to school her junior year in Spain. Really? So she had spent a year there prior to our semester.
Yeah.
So, this and the other thing, and all they hear was boom. And they thought that there was an earthquake because they scored. So awesome. That's the level of how it gets down. The Boston Celtics. They got better, Riley.
Getting better.
You liking it? You feeling it?
I love the coach. I'm feeling that. I like the things I'm hearing.
I like what I'm hearing from the general manager, too. I think, listen to me. He got Time Lord cheap. He got Schrader real cheap.
Yeah, compared to what he wanted.
If they get my boy Marketed from Chicago, I'm all in. I'm all in.
And they got Smart down too for a deal.
They got Smart done for a deal too.
They have 3 trade exceptions this year. They've got $15 million for Evan Fournier. They have a $9.8 million for Tristan Thompson, and a $5 million.
What is that? So how does that translate?
So that's one where, if you're making a trade, then only in a trade, like the cap that you have goes up by that certain amount. So we can't just sign a free agent for $15 million.
But if it's involved in a trade,
but we could trade, a 20-25 second round pick for someone worth $15 million
now,
trade.
You would think that most NBA teams have a cap specialist on staff, of course, right?
Yeah.
Now, do we have a team of them?
I would think so.
There's a
I would too.
I would assume there's a
I
whole
would
bunch
think
of
this
to work with.
so much exactly.
So many numbers, man.
I would have like what they call Epstein, those guys, the Geek Squad, when they were first interviewing analytics. You know how those guys did it, right? They bucked tradition all the time. They didn't stay in a team hotel. They rented a house, right? And it was all the Geek Squad, right? It was Epstein and his boys. One's the GM in San Diego now. They're all over the baseball. But they just sat there and they just did their math thing and analytic thing, and it's changed the game. What's my boy say?
You're right. It is 17 million.
Celtics have a cap guru. He's one of the best in the league.
I'll tell you
Can't
what.
remember his name. He said. I mean, they're doing ridiculous. Like, I just hope they can sign. I don't know how to say his name right. Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, I hope they can sign him next year. But I feel like it's like a rent a deal, maybe like a 1 year deal thing.
He's playing for his contract right now.
Yeah,
and I don't see us paying him. Obviously,
he's a nasty little prick, though. That's what I like about him, man. Like people don't like playing with him. Some people don't like playing against him. You know what I mean? But I like Al Horford, and Al Horford was generally. Al Horford was generally. I think they got more experience. I think they got more talented. Yep. Okay, and I think they did it in a fiscally responsible way.
Yep. And they kept the core, and that's one of the biggest things.
Well, we're going to find out. Yeah. We're going to find out.
Yep.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? And I never thought these words would come out of my mouth. But Jason Tatum is tradable right now with me as a GM.
Jeez, really?
Tradable. I'm not saying that I would want to, or I would. I'm saying tradable. Because what you can get in return could be crazy.
But it's like me and my friends are talking about
So let me ask you a question. If the Jazz were going to give you Rudy Gobert and Mitchell for Jason Tatum, would you make the trade?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like even
remotely.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
I don't. Because I think the NBA GMs, when they look at him, they see a guy with ball skills at 6'11" that they haven't seen. Yeah, I think that he has a skill set that can make him a bona fide top 50 NBA player of all time. Yeah. But I don't know if he's got the head to get there. You feel me?
Yeah,
I think that his skill set. I'm a basketball player. I watch this kid. Okay, he has it all. Baseball, they call him 5-tool.
Yep.
Okay. He's a 5-tool player, okay? He can do it all, okay? When he wants to.
That's the thing.
It's the want to. Yeah. Now, if he had the Greek freak's motor, okay? if he played with the energy that the Greek freak has, or he played with the energy that Russell Westbrook had, or he attacked the rim like Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook's game is flawed.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Flawed. Bad decision making from time to time, bad shots. Okay, can't really shoot the jumper. Yeah. Nope. You know what I mean? But what separates him is his energy, right?
Yeah, he gets it
his
done.
want to, right? And I think that's the difference for him. So I'm optimistic about the Celtics. But the good thing is, man, come October, we're gonna have a lot of shit to talk about because we'll have the World Series. We're gonna have everything. Last thing on the docket is college football. Alabama over under for wins. They talked about it on SportsCenter today. They've never seen anything so high. 11.5.
How many games do they play?
12. That's it. So there's not one rule for loss. Hold on. Hold on. They play at Texas A&M, at Florida, at LSU,
that's a tough
and
one.
at Auburn. And who's the linebacker? Pollard. David Pollard, who's the college football analyst for ESPN. Used to be a linebacker for Georgia. We don't need to look it up. But he says there's no way that they're not going to lose a game. They're 11.5 wins after losing 85% of their offensive productivity. That, to me, is crazy right there. These are the best handicappers in the business. This is Caesar's Palace, the Las Vegas trip, guys that make their money and built an industry. 11.5 games. I love Alabama. Half of my family's from Alabama. Mm-hmm. This is before my nephew. I bet on Alabama all the time, but I could not make that bet. See, not with what they've
11-1.
Going into that question,
11-1, you lose.
I said going into that question in my head, I already had it that they're not going to lose more than one game this year. Yeah. So I actually might take that bet.
We might take the over.
I might take the 12-0.
Really?
Maybe not the national championship, but 12-0.
Really?
I think it happens fairly often. Like that teams in college football go like something and 0. You know what I mean? Like Clemson did it last year. They won whatever it was, 12-0, 13-0, whatever they did. Sure. Alabama a couple years ago went whatever and 0. And
BYU would have went undefeated if they didn't make that silly trip across the field to play Coastal Carolina. It can happen. You know, it can happen.
But to predict, I mean, I don't think anyone predicted New England was going 16-0 that year. Like, that's crazy
stupid.
to say, over under an NFL team 15.5.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like
the Chiefs are
that is
12 or 13.
Zero margin of error.
Yeah, I know you can't lose a single game. That's insane.
And so I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I hope this don't make my way to some backward ass fucking Alabama podcast. My nephew will
say it real low and in bad quality.
No, I go the other way with this. Roll Tide. BADCATZ Sports. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.
Good job.